Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So basically for today's guest is this incredible artist and actor known by the name of Cris. He has a new song released called The Turning Point. So I'm about to add Cris into the live now and have a chat with Cris about his new song. And yeah, let's have a chat with Cris and invite Cris in. Hey Cris, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. So I'll let you introduce yourself to people that don't know who you are, and I'll let you explain a bit about your new song release, The Turning Point.
Yeah. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Christian. My performance name is Crucial Cris. And I've been doing music for a couple years now. I also do acting, for those that don't know. And yeah, so The Turning Point is actually it's my album that I have coming out. I've been working on it for quite some time now. I came out with EP, which is like a smaller project back in 2020. And it was like 5 songs, but I released it on SoundCloud. And but this project is my first project that I'm putting on all music platforms. So all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. And yeah, and I'm really excited about it. So it's something that I've been working really hard on, and yeah, it's exciting.
So on to my very first question, Cris. So with creating the Turning Point album, like what made you decide, hey, I want to create this in the first place?
Um, so back, I've done music for a couple years, performances, but they were like just very like low key, like nothing like too like high standard. But I took music a little more seriously as I started going through life. I don't just talk about anything. I talk about a lot of personal experiences that I've been through because I felt like, at least for me, when I listen to music, the music that touches me the most is music that has meaning, and that has a story. And my last project that came out was called The Session. And around that time, I was going through a rough time. I was going through a lot of, what's the word? It was just dark. It was a dark period in my life. And I'm a very emotional person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm proud of that. And but for the first time in my life back then, I couldn't really find the words to express how I was feeling. It wasn't until I was I was in the shower one day and I was just praying to God, and I'm just like, man, like I have all these feelings that I just can't get out. And then one day these songs just start like pouring out of me. And that time was different though. It was just a dark time, and it's just a lot of feelings that I had built up compared to this time around. Which is why I came up with the name The Turning Point. Each song is just a point in my life where I had to change, like something had to change. Or it was an event that took place where I was just like, yeah, like I had enough of this, something like that. So each song just talked about different periods where I just really wanted to just change my life around.
So on to our very next question. So why should people listen to your album, The Turning Point? Like what makes you think, like what makes you wonder why people should, listen to it and be invested for it?
Honestly, I would say it as simple as this. I'm grateful for every day that I have, everything that I go through, everything that I've been through, you know, has taught me a lesson, and it's helped shape me to a better person, to a better man. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it, but I count my blessings, and I learn from my mistakes every day. Um, Choices I've made in the past and decisions I've made will forever, kind of be in the back of my mind. Even though I can't change it, I try to improve and do better from it. And my music revolves that alone. It's the person that I am, the person I've become. And for anybody that goes through scenarios or situations that don't have they don't know, the right choices to make, or where to go to, who to talk to. My music does just that. It just has people understand them, that they're not alone. That there's somebody that's been through that, and kind of just showing, shedding a little light on it too. And on top of that, it just shows the passion. I love what I do. I love music in general. I love listening to music. It's like it was embedded in me. Like, you know, just music alone it speaks to me, and the fact that I'm able to do the same for others in my music is something that I feel like will reflect in that alone. So I definitely think that people will they won't just hear no nonsense, you know what I'm saying, or they won't just hear about a bunch of false situations. They're hearing stuff that I've been through, stuff that's been on my heart, stuff that, you know, that I want people to learn from.
So on to our very next question. So what made you decide as a person, and especially as like a music artist, to like get into the music scene in the first place? And who would be your all-time inspirational person or music artist that you look up to?
So yeah, that you know, it's changed over time. Well, for those that don't know, my favorite artist of all time has always been Chris Brown. He inspired me to start dancing. That's why I started dancing. I became a choreographer in the first place. Just the way he performed and the music, you know, like I've studied it so well, so I know every choreography to every one of his music videos. Like that's how like dedicated I was. But as far as like music wise, honestly, I gotta say he's my best friend. Mario, he goes by the name of Mars the Creative. Over the past couple of years, he just got so passionate about it, and we talked about doing it, but he had more of the equipment to do it, and he was just more passionate about it than I was. It was more like a side thing for me. It wasn't something that I really wanted to pursue. And just hearing the music that he created and just the ideas like that he talked about, and then when it translated to his music, it was just like I'm not gonna lie, it was just kind of like mind blown, because it's like damn, like the way his mind works is just an incredible thing. And more listen to his music, then he would inspire me. He would tell me like, let's start doing this. I just really didn't want to like that. It wasn't until I was going through certain situations where I had no other outlet but to put it in music. And the more I wrote music, the more I started doing it, the more I kind of fell in love with it. It's like, you know what, like this is not my profession, but it's something that I love to do for fun, something that I love just to do because it's something that makes me happy, and I owe that to him. Because even now, like, our songs, like I know all the words to his songs, he knows the words to mine. It's just more like we hold each other accountable, and that kind of keeps me going. And every time I come out with a new song, it sends me to go writing because it's like, damn, like now I got inspired because, my friend has the same passion as that I do. And why not, take that and run with it,
So on to the very next question. So if you could work with any top three music artists in the music industry of all time, who would they be and why?
I would definitely, one of them has to be J. Cole. I've always liked J. Cole. My girlfriend, she loves J. Cole, but I started liking J. Cole because of the fact that it's just the heart, the passion. Like I said, like he has some beautiful stories in his music, and the way he story tells is just amazing, which is why I started writing the certain music that I do, because it's like the way he expresses his feelings and his thoughts is how I wanted to do it in my music. I wanted to say exactly what I was thinking but I couldn't find the words to do it. Another one is this is another artist. He's more like a Christian artist, but his name is Andy Mineo, and he does the same thing. But like one of his projects that really had me just over the moon was it was one of his latest projects. I think it's called Work in Progress, and before every song he had like a snippet from a podcast he did, and it was like talking about that certain song. So, and the ideas that he had, even to his newer project Neverland 2, he had little excerpts of like his mom talking about him when he was younger, little stuff like that. And it's just like, man, like that's what I'm talking about. That's a story. Like you're giving people something more than just your lyrics. You're giving them a part of you. You're letting them into like what your life is like, and for me it was like, man, like that's how like I want to do my music. And I think top one will always be Chris Brown. I think that's somebody that, like I said, has ultimately just inspired me as a person, a performer. And man, like to be able to work with somebody like that would be just incredible. To learn from him and to just kind of get an idea of his creativity and how it works, I think it would just be an honor, honestly.
So on to the very next question. So what advice would you give someone who wants to make their own music and create their own content of music?
Honestly, I think it all comes down to what's in your heart. I believe that only you and you alone can can do what you want to do, however you want to do it, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, you know, if you have a passion for something and you really love something, don't let other people's progress or where other people are at dictate where you are or where you're going to be. Like, don't rush what you do. Like, fall in love with it first. Like, I feel like if you have a strong passion for it, you love it, it's going to come naturally. Like, for me, when I write music, I can't force myself to write. I can't sit there and really force myself. Like, I have to be inspired to write. And when I'm inspired to write, that's when the best parts of me come out, the best, you know, ideas, the best creation. That's when it comes out. So it has to come naturally. And don't be mad. Don't get mad when it doesn't come out. It's if it doesn't come out when you want to, it's because it's not ready to. And it always happens when you least expect it. And the ideas and the creativity that comes out when you're not expecting it to are the ones that are just like the most amazing creations, honestly.
On to our very next question. So, what's like with being in the music industry and creating your own music? What are like the positives and negatives into creating your own music in the first place? Like, how do you get through those emotions?
I think honestly, one of the negatives, and I, you know, for like, so I'm not like up there like a lot of other people. I'm more like kind of like a low key artist, but I'm finding my way. But I would say, just from the experiences I've had, I think one of the negatives is it's the criticism, the constructive criticism. It's, you have to have, like, in any business, whether it's like the you know, acting or dancing or, you know, singing or anything you want to do, there's always going to be criticism given to you, and sometimes you're not always going to like it. But as an artist, as a performer, as an actor, you have to be okay with it, because that's what happens when you put your craft out there for the world to see. And not all of it's always going to be good feedback. And some criticism is not always negative. It's more like, if you are open-minded and you are willing to hear different perspectives from different people, it's not necessarily like an attack. It's more so to help you improve on your craft. But then there's some times where people don't like to always hear criticism because they think they know it all. And when they hear that, they're thinking that people are like telling them what to do or how to do it. It's not necessarily that. You have to kind of like separate the two. But it's definitely that, like, because you have to be able to, like, if somebody tells you like, hey, like, you know, the music was good, but like, you know, this could work out, like, or this could have been done better. Like, I have friends that do music that always tell me all the time, like, my flow on this song or how I delivered this line on this song could have been better. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's more so they're just looking out, like they know what I can do. And, you know, they just want to see me do it to my full potential. And one of the positives is the growth. Honestly, that's one of the positives about doing music, is the growth. You get to hear projects you've done like years ago to where you hear what you do now is two completely different people, you know, and you're proud of that. You're proud to see it from where you first started, where your first song was, to what you're doing now. It's like, you appreciate it because it's like that growth, that journey is what, you know, helps you appreciate your music as an artist. Like, you appreciate it because it's the progress, it's the journey that, you know, that you've been on, and you're grateful for it, you know, and it makes you enjoy doing what you do, you know. It's not always going to be easy. I mean, you're going to have challenges, but, you know, challenges are what makes people better, you know. Without challenges, without struggles, you know, we wouldn't be where we are now. We wouldn't be grateful for what we can do, what we are able to do, you know. So I would say those are the positive and negatives.
So on to my very last question. So like, what's next for you, like for the rest of 2022? Like, any other projects coming out that you want to announce on the show?
Yeah. So the turning point is definitely gonna come. I would say the latest by the summer of 2022, but March 6th, technically March, but March 6th, 12 a.m. March 6th. It's actually my birthday. I'm releasing one of the songs off my project called "Talk to Me." It's my first single that I'm putting out on music platforms. I'm very excited about it. You know, I've definitely been tossing and turning about which song I wanted to do as a single separate from the project. And this song was my first song as the artist that I am now with my new music. And it's the first song I created, the first song that when I showed it to my friends, they were like, that was the first reaction I seen from him, like, oh, like, you know, and that's what I was waiting for. That was something that I knew that, okay, like I'm on the right track. And when I hear it, I'm proud to hear it as an artist, and it's a song that I really fell in love with. And I think everybody else that knows me, they're gonna see the change in my music. And if you haven't, you know, follow me on Instagram, Cris. I have the link in my bio to my SoundCloud. You can hear some of my old stuff, and then compared to the new stuff I'm bringing out now. And I'm very excited. So like I said, March 6th, talk to me, Apple Music, Spotify, all music platforms. And the Turning Point, late summer 2022. I'm really excited. And aside from music too, I also have, for those that don't know, I'm the writer and creator of a new Legacy Productions. We have episode 2 coming out very soon. You know, it's definitely been a rough road, you know, just trying to get the ball rolling with that. But patience is a virtue. It's what I live by. And I'm excited for everybody to see it. For those that haven't seen it, you know, check out episode 1. It's out on YouTube right now. Power Rangers New Legacy. And yeah, so, you know, I appreciate you guys hearing me out, and I can't wait for everybody to hear what I have coming up.
Well, can I just say thank you so much, Cris, for appearing on my show again. It's been such an incredible pleasure. Everyone, definitely go support Cris and the Turning Point. He definitely deserves the amazing and incredible support. So definitely go support Cris. Any last final words or anything that you'd like to say on the show?
Honestly, was one thing I learned from the past 2 years, you know, it's just been a lot with COVID and just personal things. Life is short, you know, and every day we hold ourselves to what could have been, or I regret this, or I should have done this. And that's just gonna hold a crutch on you. And until you be able to move from that and to be able to appreciate where you are right now in life, and what you've overcome and what you're doing, you won't really be able to really appreciate the life that you've been given. And that's ultimately why I'm taking my music so seriously now, because it's like, not every day is promised, you know, and I'd rather spend every day doing what I love and becoming a better person than focus on what could have been, because I can't change that. And I want to be able to say that I lived my life to the best of my abilities. And I believe that everybody that has any doubt in their head, or feels like, you know, if they try to pursue their passion now, you know, it might not work, just go for it. Honestly, like I said, life's so short, you might as well just go for it. If you are like me, you know, right now, like I don't have to pay for much of the bills, but I mean, I have a lot of time on my hands between school, work, and if you're not like, you don't have kids, if you're not like out there really paying for rent, bills like that, why not go chase your dreams while you can? You know, it's never too late, and you don't want to have no regrets. So I definitely say that just live your life day by day, and just do it with the best of your ability, honestly.